Okay, so the author that I chose to do for my presentation was Kurt Vonnegut. He is an American author who published 14 novels, 3 short stories, 5 plays, and 5 works of nonfiction. Some examples of his short stories are Harrison Bergen and Welcome to the Monkey House, and one of his novels are Breakfast of the Champions. All these were included in my essay about him and his writing style. The essay revolves around writing style. So what is it? It is the way the piece is written in order to make the piece of literature unique. Vonnegut's style is simple and basic, and through the use of diction and tone, Vonnegut is able to establish a simple writing style which he uses to strengthen and differentiate his writing from others. How is a simple writing style reached? Vonnegut reaches a simple writing style by incorporating clear diction, because without it the reader would just be lost in the story and would never fully comprehend the story as a whole. He also keeps the chapters brief, which helps keep the reader's attention focused on the story for longer, and they won't get bored. He also uses simple language that everyone knows instead of complicated language, so it keeps the reader intrigued instead of completely lost and wanting to give up. He also involves the reader, which makes the reader more likely to enjoy the story because it'll seem more relatable. He involves the reader by including conversational tone, which engages the reader in the story to make it easier to understand and read, so the story will flow. And all these elements are put together to form a simple writing style in all of Vonnegut's literary pieces. For the second part of this project, we had to do an emulation, and so I'm going to read you a paragraph from Vonnegut's story and then from mine. So Vonnegut's was Francine Pefko, his secretary, looked normal except that she had a rope of flowers around her neck and a flower behind one ear. She smiled. This was a war widow with lips like sofa pillows and bright red hair. She adored Dwayne. She adored Hawaiian Week too. Aloha, she said. Mine was, she could clearly see everything in the room. She saw a man walking towards her. The man wore a dark velvet suit with bright orange bow tie. She could see his name, and it read Jim. Jim was slim, and he had hair as dark as the night sky. Okay, so how are both of our pieces similar? One thing is that there is basic everyday vocab in both of our pieces, which makes the story easier to read and to keep track of. There is also a lot of description, which helps you visualize what the author is trying to write. In Vonnegut's piece, it describes flowers around her neck and her behind her ear, and then in mine, it describes what the man is wearing, so a bright orange bow tie, which helps you visualize the man and which just helps the reader understand the story more in all. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation.